elections in 2024. Continue with factions and corruption, an economy limping from load shedding, rising fuel of prices and a 43% of unemployment rate, and we will struggle to convince workers to vote for the ANC. The solution is in our hands, Chair. We need decisive leadership, and we dare not fail the nation. Amandla. Thank you very much.
Amanda, now we're going to call on the Communist Party. Communist Party of South Africa. Sorry. We are with CPSA. The Tategui Communist Party of South Africa.
That must also reconnect with the working class, because we are currently losing the working class because of the conduct of some of our deployees and leaders. We believe that as we pursue this matter, we should not be driven by international interests of the imperialist powers which have been pressurizing us to abandon the use of coal in our country when we are currently in the crisis of load shedding. The European powers are currently utilizing coal reserves as they are facing difficulties after they sanctioned Russia. Let us not forget, Comrade President, that this cannot be effected
Amandla much to our allies for messages to the president. Let me give you one will and before elections. I had two. I am summarizing what I heard from the messages. To succeed in the 20 but to do so, we should not coexist with evil. Bambabo, kaneme, hold, iman, Muslim. I can stop you. You're not thinking about me. Please wait. Now we're going to call on the president to give us the January 8th day. Kaneme, comrades. Comrades.
Amaya. Ramapo. Na. Umolbo. Hey, someone way. Oh.
Viva! 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 Igama lamakhosikazi. Roar, young lions, roar. Forward with the egg, forward. Amandla. Amandla. Long live. Mahabane, long live. Dr. James Moroka, long live. The spirit of Dade Thomas Mapikela. Amandla. Dimasiari. Sanbonani. Meda. The national chair, Comrade Paul, President of the African the Second African National Comrade Secretary of the Comrade Ramokhopa, the second Secretary, Dr. Gwen Ramokhopa, the Treasurer General of the ANC, members of the National Executive Committee, just behind me, the leader of our led by the convener Kwana, President, the General Secretary of the SACP, Solima Paila, League, the leadership of the veterans, the leadership of the Youth League, and representatives of the various other fraternal organizations filled countries in some as far as times of the diplomatic corps, leaders of religious leaders, also as represented comrades and we gather here today in Mangaung of the African National Congress and to present to you the Executive Committee in its extensive form online and on our website, summarized version thereof. 100 the formation National Congress, spirit of resistance against apartheid and democracy. This spirit calls upon the injustices of the past. It also calls upon us and second in our land. That led like Reverend Mahabani, Thomas Mpikela, us all struggle. Go. Malapa, Liribaka, Naba Pati Luente. Tlwaetseng ya ena ya January 8 re bitsang pilgrimage ba ne ba le dikgo re qadile sovile se tsa mokgatlo ona wa Bantate Mahabane o ileng go tloa a pheta ha di ba moetapele wa 36 go fihla 9 la hae ra tswa eng ka nnete re be re ya thaba tilweng Dr. J.S. Morompo go yena le lelapa la hae ha re qeta ra phikela ntlo ya lelapa ena ile ya pheta ya re fam ba baetapele bane ba kga ANC ile ya ba bangata ba dulang ha ba dula teng ba amohela malapa a baetapele spirit. Want young people have to resist my special guests. The Nakedi boys who were subjected to racism and old white men at a resort here in Mangaung. Bakaya bashimani bana ke batlo ba tle ka pele hore bane ba hlasetswe khowa otla ke bona bashimani ehlile ke le ka bona a otla o mo re a le leboa bashimane tseng ho lona atla ibile you must be strong is that the spirit of our forebears system must, as it does, but we also want to send a clear and straight message to those to perpetuate racism. And we say, South Africa today, we do not haiba. If you want to practice your racist, South Africa is not the place to belong to all of us. Will make sure that you feel the might of the Lord. South Africa will never, ever, ever allow racism to reign as Nelson Mandela our democracy. One of these young men, we thank for having stood firm to make sure that they resist acts and practices. Such a shameful act to see old to throttle these young men and to underwater. Most shameful
Why they are my guests. Ke a le leboha ba makgowa tseng gore le etse wa ti fedile le tie bashimane. All of us to fundamentally transform citizens. Potential of each and every in our of struggle. National conference where delegates a build Mona Bungataba you come from our branches. Gitanda wouldn't go to Niena Tumela Amele intando zeni. Babege azo futhi bakhe to siyanbonga njenga yena thumela abantu ababeyonolwa umsebenzi onjani ba rumile bontsha hore ba ikemise ba le emel swa bane ba sa tsa ala bane ba le batho bane ba ikemise le leboha le le di branches tsa ANC nene gore mi rumele bano ba ANC bano laba ingasuenda a conference. Fundamental consequence in the life of South Africa time through difficult people are unemployed. Lost hope of finding employment. Are more than a third age, they are not in education. Continues to undermine economic load businesses, households, provision negative impact on important processes in our country, such as food production. Earlier, racism is also rearing its ugly head, and this is a challenge that we have to address on an ongoing basis. We must be clear about the tasks that we have to undertake to address these challenges, because these challenges threaten to erode the hard-earned gains of our democracy. And accordingly, the 55th conference of the ANC has firmly resolved that urgent and decisive action must be taken to place our country back on a developmental path that puts the interests of our people ahead of individuals' interests, ahead of any other person's interests. The conference also resolved that to adequately The difficulty our people today, ANC, we must and urgently with our own. The ANC National Executive Committee has decided following immediate actions for 2020, specific initiatives of the accelerate the work that is to end. We will an investment and deepen. Fourthly, we will delivery of maintenance of infrastructure. And fifthly, the fight these are the tasks that we must undertake. We will build a better Africa. On our first renewal of the ANC will historic mission to free South Africa and when it confronts its own weaknesses. Fifth conference to guide the transformation more well ethical political formation. Now at a point where ANC will be in the roadmap, next 10 years, in the ANC message, the ANC of the today. We have. This requires that we is indeed deservedly society is the moral high around a common program. Ntwena ibua hore o theuweng ke ka 1912 batlo wa ba sohle sa mona South Africa ba barate mokgatlo wa se hona no playing ala and then tweno I bona hasi chaba sena in Siena it belongs we do not for its own sake but we do so we can drive our energies facing the people of South Africa. It is irrevocable. Bow, baba, morao. la pele le renewal ena tswang ho yona e hantle hore renew is now unstoppable. It is whether those who tear it or not are re sa sheba morao, re sheba a re tsamayeng kaofela. Tswelle pele re etse hore the united kgetlong the program is over. It's no longer uyazikhetela sonke kufanele ukuthi sibe kule program uthandi le program ye renewal sisona ngoba iyona kuphela ANC. Second priority, comrade, and to end load shedding. These problems, electricity, greatest impediment our we need and to reduce the frequency and ultimately to end comes generation capacity to possible by maintenance, have skilled help. Hantle hona mono abano bana le babe bona batla mo priority of economic regeneration and job creation. The task of ensuring that all South Africans share in the country's wealth is far from complete. Now more than ever, we need to build social compacts to lift overall investment and to create a new inclusive economy. Economy ena ya naha ya rona entse e le matsohong a bao ba banyane fela, especially the white minority in our country. We need to ensure that the majority of our people in South Africa do indeed, as set out in the Freedom Charter, share in the wealth of our country. Every part of society has a contribution to make. We need to deconcentrate ownership and control of the economy. We need and improve for black and SME, financial sector, the finance, black businesses. By subaya di banke, ba jwetsa hore che wena re ka sofi che economic infrastructure and the removal of regulatory concerns. Pele re tla mona ka jekulena hona le bomme le bontate ba rekisang kantle ho stadium mona ba ile ba kopana le mathata ba bang ba bona ba ne ba tloswa mo ba ne ba eme teng ba rekisa. Ntho eno ile ya rukisa bohloko haholo ha re bona televisioning ba ntshiwa ho thwe a bana permit kapo a bana license ya ho rekisa tse ba di rekisang ka ntle ho stadium sena. Ki ile ka kopa Deputy Secretary General Comrade Nomvula hore a shebane le yona taba eno. Ke leboha haholo hore mosebetsi ono o entswe ka tsela e nepahetseng hore ba eme ka ntle ho stadium ba rekise tseo tse ba di rekisang. Masipala ba rona, as you apply your regulations, must be applied in a way that will empower those who are selling whatever wares or products that they are selling. They are doing the livelihoods of our Reba fina, reba batla di permit, reba batla ntho rentsha boroto. That must now end. Create our town. This dinaheng tse the informal many more jobs held back by two. I'm saying energy of our people. Trade. Let us allow our activity, and we will find of helping to Eribitang Township allows the people in our townships where they can trade to be able local labor. Let us, it is people 50%, and that it requires has prioritized people to work with nations, development and innovate, work experience, provide finance to young for young people in public. Also say we must area like prior Ntwenu ya fele cha riba ba khono ka bane experience guy resaba people both in the public sector and in the private sector. Private sector, allow our young people into the economy, bring them in so that they can learn, fund young people. They are ideas can take our economy. Oh, Rere Baba Ho Katuko. Sometimes the older we are ignoring. We are saying even though also be brought into the ranks of the focus on the young. But we must to increases in. We have not seen the outcomes that our society and focus more and technical training in colleges so as to increase the pool of quality that can make a meaningful contribution to the economy. Re re ho batho ba olo re kopa hore le are needed by our economy. Le shebe di skills tse le ska di shebela tlase. Skills such as plumbing, skills such as technician. Yes, the skills say no, those economy needs. So the end to be more interested in those skills to make a really meaningful contribution to the economy of our country. In infrastructure and ensure that it is prioritized over other expenditure items. Mobilize the financial that will government and business have built a consensus projects that must be implemented. Infrastructure projects will and increase the overall efficiency and competitiveness. These initiatives based along forms that to waterworks to building related industries. When we are finalizing our discussions on that, the passage of the expropriation bill during the course of this year will, amongst other things, add to the measures that we need to take to give effect to our 54th National Conference resolution. Yes, to enable expropriation of land without compensation where appropriate. That is what we will be seeking to proceed with, because there is still land hunger in our country. We call on the government to implement the outcomes of the communal security in communal areas, as I said. We are of the land redistribution to enable the state to acquire cultural land for previously disadvantaged. Millions of our people in poverty by the impact of we then improve, amongst other things, social grants, free basic water and electricity, and subsidized housing. Social grants and should be expanded to provide fiscal until a permanent basic income support is to provide the social relief of distress grant of 350. 350 yena maloba ke re la e le nyane empa e fihla go batho ba 11 million naheng ena ya haeso ha o sheba batho ba fumanang thuso ho mmuso wa rona re fihlela lenane million ha o sheba hore South Africa mona re batho ba 51 million 50% ya setjhaba sena sa haeso ho na le tsela setjhaba sena ntwena a e etsahale ka tsebo ya ka dibakeng tse ding Afrika e kgonang ho thusa batho ba bangata hakana setjhabeng sena a re shapele mmuso wa ntwena a e etsahale ditjhaba. On our fourth priority, to improve the delivery of basic service, many municipalities has had a devastating impact. Many communities have to deal on a daily sewage in the streets, rubbish not collected. The conference therefore resolved to embark on an initiative municipalities and our state-owned enterprises to ensure that they deliver on their mandate. Here we will implement the framework service. Rebatla hore sifuna ukuthi kuqashwe abantu abakwazi ukwenza imisebenzi. Hayi abantu abangawazi umsebenzi. Loko hi kuma vanhu lava nga tirhela South Africa, our communities are safe. The ANC will therefore take steps to further strengthen the law enforcement agencies and improve citizen involvement in the urgent work of restoring peace and stability. And we call on our people to partner with the police to create safer and more secure communities through effective and well-resourced community policing forums and community patrollers. Where community policing forum works, we find that the levels of crime go down. Where the community is involved in yes patrolling, in yes being the eyes and the ears of the law enforcement agencies, we find that crime havoc in our country. We will not allow them space. We are now going to take them on, head to head, toe to toe. If you are criminals, we are coming after you, because we cannot allow South Africa to be a lawless country. Ke khale re bona ditsotsi di ntse di matha hohle hohle ba senya nako eo e fedile e tlile ya fela re tla le kenya tseleng kapo re tla le kenya tronkong. we must intensify the struggle to end violence against women and children. This means that we must fully implement the National Strategic Plan. We will continue our work to focus to prevent gender-based violence through various programs that involve men in tackling patriarchal attitudes and toxic masculinity. Re bontate ba mona South Africa. Are ke re qete ntwena ya ho lwantshana le bomme le banana. Are qete ntweno re phele ka khotso kaofela. Ka bana ha o hloka ha o emise letsoho la hao against motho wa mofumahadi kapo le ngwanyana. It is us men steps to stop gender-based violence. And we are now calling on the men of South Africa that yes, we need to have our men's dialogues where we will sit and talk amongst ourselves and try to get to the depth of this story. Hobaneng re tshwara ka tsela empi e kgopo hakana against the women of our country. We must increase the number of sexual offences courts. The court tsena tse sebedisang ka gender. We must ensure all police stations are adequately equipped to deal with gender-based violence. Country, and indeed we agree, want more harsher sentences to be imposed on those who perpetrate gender-based violence and femicide against the women of our country, and that there must be stricter all. That is what the women of our country are saying. We must ensure that government departments spend their budgeted amounts when we commend the ANC Women's League, the civil society, and social movements who are leading the campaign against this matter prominently. And this matter is being addressed as affirms its long-standing principle is the enemy of and corruption. Because yes, we view corruption as being counter-revolutionary. Implicated will be dealt with and must be dealt with according to rules and policies. There should be no exceptions. To enhance the nation has reaffirmed the step up to strengthen the Integrity Commission and the ANC disciplinary processes. So the ANC the recommendations of the zone on state capture implicated, and the ANC will implement those recommendations to our organization and those who have also been implicated amongst us to prevent state capture from ever taking place again. That there should be more coordination between and anti-corruption. The sixth priority and a better world. Development, and transform counterparts on the continent, that the capacity continent. Development of the African economies, we must. Continental free trade area is effectively to work together across the continent to realize the has to offer. Foreign policy stance formed by the understanding that multilateralism key to the global of the world. South Africa continues to advocate for reforms so that the underrepresentation of our continent properly addressed, and that our continent has a voice, and that the global south is strengthened. We need revitalization of the BRICS group continues to play a role in setting this year South to be chair of BRICS will be chair of BRICS, India, and we are going to have a summit. Will come and honor us with our presence, with their presence, and we want that not only to South Africa, but to our will seek to advance the African agenda. We will bring together others that also support the developmental agenda. Priority actions for 2023. We now must turn to the task of ANC in the year ahead. Firstly, we will implement the roadmap. The conference has adopted this vision to guide the renewal movement, as I said, for the next 10 years. The active participation of our branches, our alliance partners, and other formations in society will be of the 2023-2032 roadmap. The second task is to build ama-branch ethu kungabi nje ama-branch aziphilelayo just on paper. Hi lava ku ri loko hi ri na branch ya ANC it must be a branch that is with affect our communities. Be a branch that holds meetings for positions, or when we go positions. There are branches that just exist for that. Yes. We say we want branches of the ANC to be alive, to be brimming with the lives of our people. The restoration of the vibrant organizational life of our an urgent and vital for our movement. We must build are actively involved in the life of communities, to attract progressive people from all classes, from all racial groups, from all faiths and cultures. While building and expanding our mass membership, we should also ensure that we build quality cadreship, a cadreship that is well-trained, cadreship that will know that yes, they must participate in the activities of the ANC and be able to engage in the political education that is offered through the O.R. Tambo School of Leadership. Our fourth task is to rebuild our leagues. The Veterans League, the Women's League, the Youth League, each have critical roles to play in enabling the ANC to serve the people of our country. The Women's League has been active in championing the interests of women, while the Veterans League has added much value to the program to renew and to rebuild our movement. The Youth League, it has the capacity and the ability to mobilize young people, particularly as we go towards the 24 elections, where they will be able to get as many young people as possible to register. The leagues need to have functional structures, dynamic programs, and be able to move towards their own conferences and elect their own leaders. So we are looking forward to this year as the year when our leagues will come out of intensive care and go and elect their own leaders so that they can operate effectively on their own. The fifth task that we have in the alliance. The 55th conference stressed the strategic and significant and the broad mass democratic movement in terms of the role they have played in our struggle for liberation, and that we all have a role to play to continue to transform South Africa into a national democratic society. The alliance constituted by the ANC, COSATU, and the South African Communist Party must now confront new strategic questions about relevance, renewal, and also, yes, the reconfiguration of the alliance. Now, despite many discussions on the reconfiguration, this matter has not received the adequate attention that we all need to give it. We therefore need to make sure that we give it the adequate attention and ensure that we address this matter to finality. An economic and energy alliance summit should be convened to develop a unified program on the most effective way to use all policy instruments available to drive inclusive growth and transformation. The ANC and the alliance and its alliance partners must act together in a decisive and principled manner to advance to a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable future for our country. Our sixth task as the ANC is to register large numbers of citizens, especially young people, for the 2024 elections. Now, this is a task that all of us seated here today, members, supporters, and guests and all, we need to make sure that we register as many people as possible for the forthcoming elections. Voter participation has been going down over the years. We now need to upgrade it. And unless we reverse this trend, we will have great difficulty as the African National Congress of ensuring that our majority is retained. Our seventh task is to strengthen governance and advance transformation. To improve governance, the ANC will strengthen its internal mechanisms of monitoring and implementation of policies and ensure accountability work is done in government. Among other things, all public representatives and members of various executives, be it at provincial or national level, will have to report annually against key performance areas. Haiba, obeiwe stulo, and how do this stulo say no? Mo tlameileng o re sebeletse setjhaba, wena o isitse boroko, o tla ntshiwa setulong seno. Re batla batho ba tla sebeletsang setjhaba. ANC jwale e tla ba e re sheba kaofela, rona ba beilweng ditulong, ho tloha ho president o ya tlase kwana, la o le masepaleng, haeba wena o isitse botswa le boroko le hore o etsa dintho tse tswileng ka tseleng, o tla ntshiwa setulong. Ke batla hore ntho eo e hlake hantle, mang le mang a e utlwise hantle. Conference resolved that, yes, we should deploy people on merit. This is an important process of our renewal program to ensure that we have people who are fit for purpose. In recent years, we have had to deal with the issue of unstable coalitions in local government, where we were combined with other parties to govern largely our municipalities, and we have found that those coalitions are unstable. The ANC and our alliance partners need to develop a more coherent approach to coalitions. This approach must safeguard socio-economic transformation and sustainable development, service delivery, accountability, and active citizen participation. Coalitions must not be about the sharing of spoils and positions. They must be about serving the interests of our people. Our eighth task is to ensure effective communication and social mobilization. The ANC needs to communicate its policies, its achievements, and challenges more effectively and consistently. Every ANC member, leader, and deployee must understand that they are communicators who, through their words and actions, help to shape public perceptions about the movement. Re batla ntwena ya hore o molomong ha bua ka ANC abe a ipuela tsa hae fela tse tswileng tseleng, e ka ba ka Twitter, e ka ba ka Facebook. Re batla hore kaofela ha re bua ka ANC, re be re bua ka ANC ka molaetsa o le mong, laeba re bua ka melomo e fapakaneng. Ho na le bao ba ratang hore ba pharowe ba ipueletsa bona fela. Re fumane hore ba ntse ba attack-a ba bang mokgatlong. Re batla hore ntho eno e fele. Re batla hore ha re bua, re bue hantle ka ntho tse ntle tse etswang ke ANC. Re tla ba re shebile rona kaofela hore re bua jwang na. The ANC must rebuild international solidarity networks we must also intensify engagement with our former liberation movements in Southern Africa, and we continue to pledge solidarity with the people of Palestine for freedom, independence, justice, and equality. The ANC reiterates the call for the right of self-determination of the people of Western Sahara, and we will continue to strengthen the long and traditional bonds that we as the ANC have with the Polisario Front about Western Sahara. We also support the calls for the lifting of punitive and unfair sanctions against Zimbabwe, against Venezuela, against Cuba, against Iran and Syria, as well as elsewhere in the world. Sanctions that have been imposed unilaterally and unjustifiably, causing immense suffering and hardships to ordinary citizens of those countries. I have often said, for the sanctions that are imposed on Zimbabwe, they are the sanctions that weaken the Zimbabwean economy. And as the Zimbabwean economy has become weaker, it leaves many of our fellow Africans from Zimbabwe with no option but to come over the border to Botswana, to South Africa, to Namibia, because they are being subjected to harsh economic conditions. So we say those sanctions must be lifted, because if they are lifted, the economy of Zimbabwe will once again grow, and many of our fellow African Zimbabweans will see no need to come to other countries. They will stay in their own homes, because people often want to stay in their homes to advance the interests of their families. Our 10th and final task is to modernize the ANC and ensure its financial stability. We recognize that we need to modernize the ANC operations and ensure that the ANC has the necessary resources to undertake its work. Conference recognized the heavy reliance we have on the private sector, but last night was a wonderful moment when we had a gala dinner which was oversubscribed by business people, many of whom don't even do business with government, who just came out in their large numbers to come and support their glorious movement. And I want to thank those who came, supported and led by the Progressive Business Forum. And we call on other businesses, yes, continue supporting this organization so that it can be financially stable. To ensure the sustainability, we want the state to more fully fund the activities of all political parties in proportion to their electoral support. Le re bona re le tjena, asina umona, asina inzondo. Sithi yebo uhulumeni makasupporte onke ama-political party ngoba kufanele ukuthi sisupporte i-democracy yethu. This is important for protecting our independence and transparency and accountability. The ANC will implement an organizational redesign process as well. On the occasion of January 8th, we honor the courage and dedication and selfless service of those veterans, stalwarts, and activists who have passed on. In the year, we want to mourn the passing of our Deputy Secretary General, Comrade Jesse Duarte, in July last year. This was a great loss to our movement. For close on to 10 years, Comrade Jesse served the movement as Deputy Secretary General and served the organization for 25 years. As we conclude this important gathering marking the 111th anniversary, we rededicate ourselves to the fundamental transformation of our country and to the renewal of the ANC. In furtherance of these goals, the 55th National Conference declares 2023 as the year of decisive action to advance the people's interests and to renew our movement, the African National Congress. It is fitting, as we sit here under the watchful gaze of our founders, that we honor our veterans who have made lifelong commitment to serving the people of our country with integrity, humility, and dedication. And today we have the honor of having Isitwalandwe, Mama Sophie de Brain amongst us. As Isitwalandwe, Mama Sophie de Brain was one of those brave women who marched on the Union buildings to demand that the apartheid regime must not impose past laws against the women of our country. As an ANC member, each one of us has an individual responsibility to those who have walked this path before and for generations that will follow, to emulate our veterans' lifelong service in the people's interest. We draw inspiration, great deal of inspiration from Bertolt Brecht, the German communist playwright's poet, when he said, some people will wage a struggle for a day, and that is good. Some people will wage a struggle for a year, and that is better. Some people will wage a struggle for many years, and that is even better. But there are those who will wage the struggle for their entire lives. They are the ones we cannot do without. And Comrade Sophie de Brain is one of those. The struggle must continue. We must continue to renew the African National Congress. It is only when we renew the ANC and unite it that we will be able to transform our country. We will be able to build a strong economy that will create jobs. It is only when the ANC is renewed that we will be able, yes, to create jobs for the young people of our country, that we will be able to fight gender-based violence, that we will be able to deal with the criminals in our country, that we will be able to have local government that will serve the interests of our people. So, comrades, let us go on and renew the African National Congress, knowing that this job is irreversible. Ke terena a e khutlele morao e tswella pele fela ha o sa tšhetše e tla o thula terena ena ha o sa tšhetšele ka thoko kapa wa ikalama ka nnete e tla o thula ntho e betere ke gore o palame terene ena re tsamaye mmogo to renew the African National Congress and to unite it. Amandla, Matla, Manda, Matimba, all power, all Mach and the Mense, Amandla, happy birthday ANC, happy birthday, Kalebo.
What's up? Zombie! Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, what's up? Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, ungasihekeli. Oliver Tambo, Oliver. Oliver Tambo, the Sanjasa, Oliver. What's up? Tambo, what's up? Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver. Amanda! Oh, when your mother. Church! Oh, my. man wants a car. Oh, that's why. That's why. Started. Postal. Started. Father, oh, that's why. Come on, oh, that's why. Come on. Oh, my Father, oh, that's why. What's up? What's up?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, ANC. ANC. And 11. Kilo cake. Maye kone bandwane na gold. Thank you. Closed. Ka. Over. Go. Usa.
But can you feel it? Are you ready for my card? See? You ready for my Promise on us. Promise us all. Bloemfontein, are you there? Promise us all. Can you feel it? Os. One. Villagers. Two. Off. 1, 2. 2. 1. Are you ready for McCarthy? Ready for McCarthy? Give me the McCarthy. Eba fetu nkala mafleiti la politi chovicho. A chovicho. Bar boso kimang. Arbite McCarthy, man. McCarthy ready, ne? McCarthy ready. Stage sarona stage. La buona leadership ya rona. Ona lumnati, ne? One. 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 Let's go. This is Shalom. Let's go, sir. What? Yeah, 2. Hey, 2. Play something, please. One. Sure. One. We wanna party! Hey! Maso. Akuluki, let's go say Rikoyo kwama. Let's see someone here. Let's go, sister! Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! Anyway, this is a new thing called that's a
Costa. Sure. Bhate chincha. Na bhate. Maso. Yeah. Chincha magea. Maso. Pano chincha magea. Para chincha magea. Chincha magea. Say. Chincha magea. Say. Let's go say. Chincha magea. Say. Maso. Magea. Maso. Say my cousin, we wanna party. Say. Sure. We are come on. December, we are Limpopo. Limpopo. Anymore.
One. One. Joe! Up. Oh. Oh. So. Over there. One. Hey, two. Hey, two.
Sibajelile wema Usibajelile Uye Uye Umkondo Uye Umkondo Uye Umkondo Uye Umkondo Usibajelile tina Sibajelile wema yakada Uye Undesema Yakada maiki Hedere mama uye zumkondo Hedere mama uye zumkondo Hedere zumkondo Usibajelile na Uye sema Uye zumkondo Hedere uye zumkondo Hedere uye zumkondo Hedere zumkondo Hedere yo 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 ai hedere mama uba do hedere uye zumkondo Hedere uye zumkondo Hedere ma uye zumkondo Hedere ma
Hey, see.
Wo lo lo ma Hedere
Hey, see. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. What? Two, hey.
In the way, Remember the road that will lead you home. No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. That will lead you home. That will lead you home.
bana ba strata bana le matata kipita mamita shishirisa phezu kwestrata abakwelekanga dlala ngayo phezu kwatata after phathaphatha ngizozetela ipasarita ke bana ba strata bana le matata kipita mamita shishirisa phezu kwestrata abakwelekanga dlala ngayo phezu kwatata after phathaphatha ngizozetela ipasarita ke bana ba strata 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 ke bana ba strata strata
Hey, yeah, also, shop. Carry money to. Hey, one two, shop. 1 2, hey. Monitors. Yo, so, what's up? Show. Yeah, what's up? Order. One, two. One, two. Ala, ala. Olo, olo. Kibana ba? Bastrata. Bastrata.
Kibana ba